What's up, everybody? What's up? So we back for another video. It's actually 72 degrees today. That's why I'm in a t-shirt. And I can't believe it. This weather's crazy. It was like 24 degrees like 3 nights ago, man. So yeah, we're just gonna enjoy it while it's still here. But yeah, so for today's video, I kind of wanted to just talk about like having standards, you know, especially as men. I think women obviously like should have standards, but for this video, I'm just gonna talk about men's standards, and maybe I could do like women's standards in a separate video, or just things that they should look for in a guy. Coming from a guy's perspective, maybe that would be a little insightful. But yeah, so in terms of like men and standards, because here's the thing, guys, a lot of times women are the ones who have the standards and they kind of do the picking and choosing. It's just kind of how it is nowadays. And a lot of times they have like too high or unrealistic standards. And then it's like the complete opposite for men. You know, we have like no standards. Like a lot of guys that'll, you know, there's a lot of guys out there that'll take any girl that'll just like sleep with them, you know. And they're not thinking long term. Like, even if your goal isn't to get married or have kids, if you just take anybody and then you expect them to be a good partner long term, like, bro, you're highly mistaken. There's got to be, you got to properly vet and screen these women, you know. Because, dude, if you pick the wrong one, man, oh my gosh, especially if you live in, like, in Illinois like I do, dude, you could get cooked, like, in the courts. It happens to so many men. And so we gotta start setting standards, you know. And so you might be asking, like, all right, like, what should I look out for, you know? Everybody's different. A lot of it depends, like, what age you're at, you know. But I'll just talk to, like, the younger men in, like, their 20s and stuff like that, because I'm 24, so that's kind of the age range I fall into. Okay, so, guys, I would look out for body count, because there's, like, studies and evidence out there that, like, the lower the body count is of a woman, she's going to make a better partner, you know, long term, because the higher the body count, it's gonna definitely you're gonna question her loyalty, and then you're also gonna question like her past. You know, you might be wondering, like, why does she sleep with so many men? Like, is she not loyal? Can she not commit? Does she like to just hoe around? It could be a lot of things. And everybody has a past, of course. Like, you can have a high body count as a woman, and then maybe you changed, you know, and you want to settle down with the man, and you truly done the work on yourself, and you're like good now, and you can actually do that. The problem is, though, ladies, is like not every man is still gonna want to take you serious, because you can't undo your past, and it's hard to look. It's really hard to look. Like, okay, imagine putting a ring on a girl with a super high body count. I'm talking like 20s, 30s and up, you know, and she's like in her young 20s. How are you going to put a ring on that and look at her seriously and be happy and think like, that's my wife, like she's my wife and I'm proud to have her, knowing that like so many dudes already had a turn? Like, they're probably going to be like seeing your guy's Facebook post being like, yeah, that's his wife, I already hit that. Like, come on. Like, so ladies, you gotta value purity, you know. You should take that serious. You shouldn't just let any guy hit. Like, if anything, I'm not even trying to bash women. I think you guys just should almost like respect yourselves a little more. You shouldn't just be giving it out to every dude. That's just my opinion. I mean, I don't know. I don't believe in like soul ties and just let's have sex just to have sex, and like, I don't know. I'm trying to date to marry one day and like eventually find something more like real and long term. And so to do that, you know, obviously like a lower body count would make sense. So I would definitely look out for that. Now also, I would also look out for like, what are her habits, you know? Like, if she's like in her mid-20s and she's vaping all the time, and I mean like all the time, like throughout the day, like, bro, that vape is not good for you, man. It's actually worse than like cigarettes. Like, it is very bad for you. So I wouldn't go for a girl like that personally. Does she still go out to the bars all the time, like with her friends and stuff? And when I mean bars, I don't mean like a nice fancy place where maybe you guys are going to get food and just have like a drink or two or something. Like, I don't think there's anything really wrong with that, but I mean like girls that are going out to these like these really like cheap bars and they're just getting shit-faced drunk and like, you know, that kind of stuff. Like, at that point, like, you gotta grow up. Like, what are you doing? I mean, you're like, it's like, you know, you get to a certain age where it's just like you gotta grow up at that point, because if you don't, no guy is gonna take you seriously. And ladies, it's the same for you. Like, if you're a girl and you know you got your priorities straight and you're doing everything right, are you gonna want a man that's constantly getting drunk with his friends in the bar all the time? Like, no, you're not. So why would a man want that from a woman? Exactly. Like, it goes both ways. So I would keep an eye out for that. And then just like similar interests, you know. Obviously you don't have to have a lot in common, you know. Sometimes it's good to be a little opposite, so there's some polarity there, and then like you guys can do things that she likes to do sometimes, and then she can do things that you like to do, and maybe you end up liking one of her hobbies, and then vice versa. Maybe she didn't like football before, but now that she watches it with you, she starts to understand the game more. She has a team to root for, and then she like enjoys it because she gets to do it with you now, like watch the game and stuff. So it could be like that, you know. But so I would just make sure you guys are not like too opposite to where it's like you have nothing in common and there's just no like similar interest at all. So I would look out for that. And then also, like, this is a big one, guys, is like faith, religion. You know, like if you're a Christian and she's an atheist, like, dude, I'm sorry, but that's not gonna work, you know. So I would definitely like make sure you guys are kind of aligned with that, because then you guys could be teammates and kind of like work together, you know what I'm saying, and grow together. Like, if you want to have kids, does she want to have kids? When does she want to have kids by? Like, if she wants to wait till she's like 30, and I don't know, man. I think you don't want to wait to, I mean, fuck it. Like, anybody can do what they want to do. I'm not telling you how to live your life, but me, I don't think a woman should wait till she's in her 30s to have kids, because then the eggs are not as good, and, you know, your likelihood of being able to have a kid goes down, and you're just gonna do a lot better having them younger, you know. Like, you'll probably recover faster. And so, and then, like, you know, you don't want to be old either. Like, if your kid's graduating high school, you don't want to be like 60 years old, you know, unless you want to, and who am I to judge? But yeah, like, so I'd keep an eye out for some of that stuff. Trying to think if I'm missing anything. Just basic shit, man. Like, do you work out? Because if a guy is in shape and he works out and takes his health seriously and meal preps and all that, I don't think he's gonna want to date a fat girl. Like, I just don't. I think she'd probably hold him back a little bit from his true self. But, you know, love is love. I mean, she could be the best person ever, then you guys are happy. So it could still work out. And then if you're attracted to bigger girls, then there's nothing wrong with that, you know. So no judgment there, you know. I've dated bigger girls before. If the person's right, the person's right, you know, and it doesn't really matter. You're kind of willing to like overlook certain things, because there's some girls that are like in shape, but they might have a bitchy attitude, you know. So it's really all about the person. But what I'm saying is, like, if you take the gym seriously and say she doesn't, you know, I've seen before where like a woman will try to take a guy away from the gym. They'll be like, you like the gym more than me, like you'll never hang out with me, and then, you know, you don't want to spend time with me, and like you go to the gym too much and it's not that serious. And then the guy starts to like listen to her, right? And then he quits going to the gym, he gets out of shape, he becomes the guy that she didn't fall in love with. So now she don't like him anymore. And he's over here thinking like, I did everything you told me to do. Like I quit going to the gym. But it's like, that's the confusing part where guys kind of get it mixed up. Like you still got to always focus on your mission and your purpose. And you got to still stay the guy that she was originally attracted to and fell in love with. Like you can't change who you are. Now we're all going to change through evolution, of course, but I'm saying you can't compromise your values and who you are and what makes you who you are for someone, because if that's the case, she don't even love you, dude. And that's just her being insecure and just needing your attention for her validation. And you don't want that. That's not a girl that you want to be with long term. Because you're just never going to be able to keep her happy, bro. It's impossible. It's not sustainable. So I would look out for that. And then you might be asking like, well, dude, well, I did, and then I still got burnt. Like, hey, it's happened to me too. Like, I've got my heart broken. I thought I knew who the person was. So, you know, if you want to treat it like give yourself a 90-day rule where like you don't do any boyfriend and girlfriend, like you don't want to be exclusive for at least 90 days, then stand by that. If you want to go longer, go longer. Like there's no rush. At the end of the day, if you guys are hanging out and having fun and enjoying each other's company, that's all that matters. Like if you become boyfriend and girlfriend, that shouldn't change. You should still have fun the same. Like it shouldn't even be about like, well, am I ready to make her my girlfriend? It should just kind of just happen. You know what I mean? It should just be like, oh, well, we've been hanging out for like X amount of months. It could be like 6 months or 8 months, and like we just love spending time together. Like we enjoy each other's company. Like, well, hell, we're pretty much boyfriend and girlfriend now. And then it kind of just happens. It's not like, it's the same with marriage. Like if you get married, literally nothing should change. Like a lot of people get divorced or they have issues within the first year of getting married, and it's like, nah, then you guys weren't ready to get married, or it just was never going to work. Like it should just effortlessly like transition into that next phase, and you guys should still hang out and have fun and enjoy each other's company. It should never be like, well, now we have to act this way because we're this and that. And I'm not saying like, you know, like cheat on them or anything. Like no, like there's definitely a difference. Like when you're exclusive, yeah, you're committing to that one person. But what I'm saying is like, you shouldn't take away the joy from it. You guys should still act like you just met each other and like you still want to do things that are fun. Like you shouldn't ever think like, oh, I tied the knot, I finally locked her up, she's my girlfriend or she's my wife, now I can just sit back and chill. Like no, you still got to like court your woman. You still got to take her out on dates. You know, you still got to give her surprise gifts here and there, maybe like a Valentine's Day thing, or, well, I guess that wouldn't really be a surprise because, I mean, it's Valentine's Day, but just do, you know, nice things for her, like here and there. Like, maybe, like, you guys take turns doing the dishes, right? But then maybe, like, one time you do it two times in a row, and she's shocked by it. Like, maybe she had a long day at work, and you're like, and you got the dishes done. So she came home, and she's like, oh, my gosh, like, thank you. It could just be something simple like that, or maybe you get her a card. I don't know. But just so you like show appreciation and you just don't become complacent is the biggest thing. So that's the biggest thing, guys. But yeah, like have standards, and like you don't want to turn a hoe into a housewife. It will not work out. That is the thing about Gen Z. Like, guys, all of our parents, like just about all of them, like divorce. And if they haven't divorced, most married couples are like unhappy, you know, and they stayed in it for the children. And so you just really want to like take your time and make sure you pick the right partner, because dude, it'll make your life better. And same for the woman. Like if you're single, your life is, and you got your life together, like your life is going to be good. if you pick the wrong partner, it's going to be even worse. Whereas if you pick the right partner, it's going to be even better than doing good single, because you guys are going to lift each other up and just go to a completely different level than you could do by yourself. So that's why I say it's important. Everybody's got their person. There's someone for everyone. You just got to find it. And I'm not trying to be mean or like bashful, because a woman that doesn't meet your standards, or maybe you don't meet her standards, there's somebody that does, and there's somebody for everybody. And I just want you guys to find who makes you happy, but also who is good for you and you're good for them. Like, I'm not trying to like spread hate or like, you know, tell you to just reject every woman or anything like that. Like, you gotta go out on dates and get to know the person. Like, sometimes, like, maybe she might not be your full-on type looks wise, but then let's say you go on 3 dates with her and you're like, damn, I really like her. Like, so sometimes you just gotta give shit a chance. And it's like, with social media, you know, we live in a world where everything's just so like, there's not a lot of like getting to know each other. Everything's very surface level. It's like, oh, she has a freckle like right here, I don't like that. Or like, you know, I wish she was a little shorter, or I wish she was a little skinnier, or maybe the girl's like, I wish he was a little taller, I wish he made a little more money, I don't like his hair, like, swipe left. And it's just like, man, but maybe if you got to know that person, maybe that person could end up being like your best possible match, and you would never know that, because it's like you're completely closed off. So like have basic boundaries and values and standards, but don't be so tight and up your ass to where you can't even like say hello to someone, and just kind of see where it goes. So it is a little bit of a balance. It's not so like black and white, but I just figured I'd kind of share my 2 cents on that. And we don't want our freaking houses taken. We don't want half our money taken, child support, alimony. We don't want any of that, y'all. So we got to pick the right partner if we do get married. And she's got to make a good mother too for your children. That's another thing, guys. Like, she has to want to be a mother if you're going to want to have kids. If she doesn't even want to be a mother, like, do you really want that to be the mother of your children? Or like, how does she act around other kids? Does she have patience? Is she very short fused? Like, those things matter, because you're going to have to like, you're going to have to deal with that, you know, if you decide to have kids with her. So, yeah. And if she has a promiscuous past or like a high body count, bro, the second things go wrong, she might try to jump ship, you know, because that's just what her reputation says. That's her resume, you know. Your past matters, you know. Like, you don't get to just like hoe around in your younger years and then think you get to just settle down with a good man. Like, he's not going to take you serious. He's going to be able to see right through that. So, you know, you just gotta, whatever it is you want to attract, you gotta become, is what I'm gonna say this. Like, if you want a good man, you gotta be a good woman. If you want a good woman, you gotta be a good man. You know, if you guys are gay and you want, it's the same thing. It's, if you want a certain partner, like, you gotta become that, or a good match for that. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, it's impossible to, I don't think there's such thing as the perfect partner. Like, you know, nobody's perfect. Like, you're always going to have to compromise a little bit, but it's like, there's a lot of good matches out there for you guys. And it's like, I think we just got to get back to kind of socializing, and, you know, it's okay to say hi. Like, not every guy's a creep, or like, we don't need to be blasted on TikTok, you know. Like, some guys are just really shy and nervous because of that stuff, and so that's why they're not approaching women as much anymore. But a lot of them, most of them do, 99% of the men, that, like, they mean well. They just want a girl that they can settle down with and build with. Like, that's it. That's all they're asking for. It's like, but a lot of these younger women are just into partying all the time and just ramping up their body count, and it's just like totally different. There's a big like miscommunication on both genders right now, and like, I just feel like we're in a rough spot for dating. But But the pendulum always swings, so maybe it'll swing back the other way eventually, and we'll see. But yeah, this is a long ass video, guys. I am so sorry, but if you're with me still, I do appreciate that. And yeah, I'll probably end it there, because I could probably yap about this. Maybe I'll do a part 2, or I'll do something similar, but we'll see. But yeah, I do really thank you guys for watching this video. And yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe, get my channel out there, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.